Anytime the Muslims they have problems in their countries, they have to blame somebody. As an example, Iran, since the beginning of the revolution, death to America, death to Israel, but they never attack America and they never attack Israel. So what death to America, death to Israel mean? It is just for local consuming. This is what the prime minister, actually the president, he said those things just we say locally. This is not, we don't mean. So why you say them? It's just to control the people. We have to create an enemy. So now all of Iran cannot ask for a freedom because we are in war with Israel, but they never have a war with Israel. When the last time the Iranian state, the Persian state, the Shia state, the Mullah state, the Ayatollah al-Khomeini state have a war with Israel? Never. So in order to control the population, and population will not ask where is the money is going, where is our wealth is going, we have to create an enemy. So nobody will ask why we don't have jobs, why we have people are selling their kidney. Women, the number one business in Iran now is a prostitution. Poor people. But this is a rich country, they have a lot of oil. Where is the money is going? The mullah of Iran, they have billions of dollars in the banks. So how we can mute anyone when I open his mouth and question where's the money going? We say Israel. But come on, don't you know? We are fighting for the sake of Allah, brother. Israel, brother. We are fighting Israel. So Iran, the regime of Iran exists based on Israel. Syria. Let us go to Syria. The president of Syria, in the morning, at night, afternoon, Israel, 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 Israel. We are in war with Israel. Okay, why we don't have jobs? Israel. Why we don't have electricity? Israel. Why we don't Israel? So we have to keep Israel as a reasoning so we can survive. How this dictator can stay? Israel. We go to Iraq. Saddam Hussein. Saddam Hussein, death to America, death to Israel. But in the beginning, he was not doing that. You know, Saddam Hussein, he found a more legitimate, let us say, enemy. The Persian. Suddenly, he started calling the Muslim Iranian the Persian. You see, they use the word Persian. Like now in Saudi Arabia, they don't call them a Muslim, they call them Persian. Al-Furs. Why? Because that will remind the Arab of their enmity to the Persian. Al-Furs. So Saudi Arabia, the regime, they needed now to exist, and the only way to exist, this regime, this family who they call themselves royal, they have to create an enemy. And who is that enemy? The Persian. You see, they cannot say they are Jews because they are not Jews. There is two things will make them enemies. They are Shia and they are Persian. So every one of those countries, he have to create an enemy, otherwise they will not be able to, the system will collapse. And now Turkey. Turkey is a very collapsed country. It's a bankrupt country. If not the American assistant, Turkey, the Turkish bank and the Qatari for sure, the Turkish bank will be bankrupt in less than one day. Actually, if you go and check in the history how many times the USA bail out Turkey, you will not believe it. Okay, now Erdogan, he need to make the crowd vote for him. He need to make the crowd like him. He could not do anything to Turkey. The war in Syria was a failure. He had millions of refugees who he made a lot of money from them, by the way. But now the money is gone. Those refugees, they spend their money. So Erdogan, he started kicking them back to Syria. He stripped them from their money. He took the money and now go back. So Erdogan, in order to gain support from the Turkish locally and from the Muslims around the world, he attacked Israel. as usual. So Israel now is the problem. No, I'm typing in Arabic. Israel, my friend. We go now to Malaysia. Malaysia is no better. This country is flooded by debt. They are borrowing money like crazy. Small country with a lot of money to pay off. So now the Prime Minister of Indonesia, what he will say to his people? Why we have a problems? One of the biggest problems all of them they are facing is terrorism. But terrorism of who? Of the Jews? No. Of the Christians? No. Of the atheists? No. Of the gays, lesbian? No. Of Islam. So we have to blame somebody. We cannot say we are the reason, we are the problem. But look how hypocrite. The same leaders who they are attacking Israel, they agree. They met in France just 2 months ago, and they are willing to donate $1 billion to fight what they call political Islam. And all Muslim leaders in the world agreed that political Islam is the most dangerous thing on mankind. The same people in the United Nations, the problem is Israel, but when they meet together, they agree that political Islam is the most dangerous thing happening right now. It's a threat for all the world, and they donate it, and they are giving money by billions of dollars to fight it. So Muslims themselves, when they sit together, they agree that political Islam is the problem. And what is political Islam? Political Islam is Islam because Islam is politics. Islam is not a religion. Islam is a government and a gang seeking power, which means money and sex. That is the truth. Any Muslim want to prove me wrong? Islam is a, politics. Islam is not religion. There is nothing in Islam is about God. What is God in this religion? God is just a tool to use to abuse. So I want to take your money. How I want to take your money? How I can make it legitimate? So I say God told me. My neighbor, he have a beautiful wife. I want to have his wife. What I would do? I say God told me take his wife. So now I'm a good guy. It's a government of gang. Do you remember when what do you mean do you remember? We have them until now, the parrot. Do you know that the first war happened ever between USA after USA became a country? It was with Muslims in North Africa, specifically Libya. Do you know why? Because they were practicing Islam, which is piracy. Any ship go in the sea, they attack it, they steal the money. The first war USA had in their history after independence, it was with the state of Libya. And why the state of Libya was doing that? Because they are practicing Islam. If you ask the Muslim now, they will say that Muhammad, he have tons of attacks against caravan. Against what? Caravan. What that make him? There is pirate of the sea and there is pirate of the land. Muhammad is a pirate. Muhammad is Jack Sparrow. Prove me wrong.